Part of my role is obviously visiting the seafarers that come into the Port of Liverpool on a day-to-day basis. We kind of make our connection with the crew going down to the ships on a daily basis, and going on board, getting to know something about them, something about what their needs are, introducing ourselves and offering to them something of the services that are here available to them actually in the Port of Liverpool. You know, getting to know some of these men, you know, is quite important, and to find out what their particular situations are, finding out something a little bit about them, about their families, about their circumstances, and you know, and where we are able to help and meet those particular needs, then to do so. Seafarers, by and large, reflect to a large extent society in general, and so I suppose in truth, for many of them it can be apathy, you know. Having said that, you'll notice that you begin to notice certain nationalities have more of a keener disposition to receive something of the Christian faith. So for example, for the Filipino, you know, who is very open, very religious, since the majority are Roman Catholic, there's a reception to receive scriptures and literature, and are quite willing to listen as you would explain the Christian faith. Others are dismissive, as I say, apathetic, and sometimes the best way of dealing with that is just in general conversation, as situations, as you find out a little bit about them, about their lives, about their families, about their circumstances. Sometimes you can ask them direct questions about do they go to church back home, do they believe in God, or are they of another faith? And sometimes what I do find helpful is just to share your testimony of how you became a Christian, and how that happened for you. And sometimes they will ask you a question like, are you a priest, or are you you know, a minister of some sort? And of course that opens up a door of opportunity to explain why you believe and what you believe, and to share the Christian faith and the hope that is in it, and then to really just to commend to them, because if they're on a long voyage between ports, it can be very boring, and when they've done their duty, you know, then the places all they can go to are either the mess room, the lounge, or the cabin. And you know, and if they're in their cabin and you know they've done their duty and it's a long voyage and it's a long night, then what will they do? Well, often, because they're so bored out their heads, they'll pick up something to read. And so, you know, giving them some good Christian literature, a Bible, often they will pick that up and they'll read and they'll consider, you know, and they'll think perhaps about some of the conversations that they've had, you know. So I always find that, you know, I always like to leave something for them to read, to think about, to consider, and by and large they will take that as well. I mean, in truth, I'm not an evangelist. I mean, that sounds strange, doing that, sharing, but because I feel that I'm more of a pastoral pastor, really, in that sense. Because they sometimes call me pastor, you know, it's just a name, really. Sometimes they call me father as well, because they think, you know, because they're Roman Catholic, you know, particularly Filipinos will call you father. You just have to say, I'm not a father, you know. But you know, but I'm a Christian, and you know, and then I take it from there, really. So.